I've got 2.5 hours. Let's get some housework done. Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. If we haven't met yet, my name is Christine and I make videos about what it's like to be a fire family. Today, while I get some spring cleaning done, I wanted to chat with you about the concept of independence. If you're wondering why this wall has so many holes in it, it's because I had a cheap adhesive mirror on the wall that we decided to get rid of. And when I took it down, I took down a lot of wall with it. Sorry. I crave independence. I always have. Honestly, as a youngest child, after an age gap, I was always inventing games and playing alone. And then in college, I opted to raise my own money for an internship rather than using like a reputable, available fundraising platform because I could. I don't know. In my 20s, I wanted to know that I could support myself. So for the year between which I left my parents' home and got married, so like the year that I was engaged, I lived in a tiny little bedroom that I rented from housemates in Los Angeles, pulling in about $2,000 a month with my work in a nutrition business, and I made it work. I was very proud of myself. Anyone else out there accepting mediocrity in your laundry setup? This just is not going to get aesthetic. Ever. Maybe when I'm an empty nester, I'll have a cute laundry room. Needless to say, when John and I got married, I was determined to be the kind of fire wife who wouldn't wait till her husband came home to change a light bulb or hang a bookshelf. And he seemed to take a lot of pride in this vibe, so I found satisfaction in learning new skills. I really pressed into it. When we bought our first home, I learned even more skills. Drywalling, tiling, even woodworking. Well, that one wasn't really independence driven. That was our COVID quarantine hobby. But I would have preached to any firewife listening that we were not meant to depend on our husbands for household projects. The thing is, back then, we didn't have kids. You know, I had a pretty open-ended capacity for doing things myself, and it's possible I got a little too big for my britches, because when we did have kids, I struggled to ask for help. I got way up in my head over what John would think if I couldn't, get to the yard work or the random toilet fix on my to-do list. You know, it was honestly hard for me to accept that all I could stay on top of, besides keeping the babies alive, was laundry and dinner. Barely, depending on the time of the month. I was such a projects person before I became a mom, and losing that part of myself was a very unexpected part of the transition to motherhood. It was essential to the health of our relationship, though. I had to surrender the part of me that previously had capacity to pour out more of this productive masculine energy. My family needed me to say yes to more feminine energy. So what does this mean day to day? It means that, a few months ago when the new garage door opener came in during a 72, I only attempted to program it for about 5 minutes before realizing it was not worth the rage trigger boiling up. I could save that one for John. It means that when he's home, I usually don't do any dishes or dog walks. It means that if John is at work, I usually call a handyman nowadays when something big breaks. I do really care that my girls grow up knowing how to change a tire, that they're not afraid of killing a spider, taking out the trash, all these kinds of things. But I also want them to know how to ask for help. I want them to know how to receive care. I want them to know how to take a break. And like most lessons in parenthood, independence is a balance. So I don't actually know if this is a firewife thing or just a me thing. Does having the men in our lives away for such long shifts make this feminine, masculine independence dance more complicated than it needs to be? I would love to know if you struggle with this balance too. Maybe we could workshop some sort of system in the comments to help us decide, is it a moment to lean into girl power, or is it a moment to be like, nah, dog, I need help? Thanks for being here today, friends. If you liked this video, please subscribe and consider sharing it with another woman who could use the encouragement. And I'll see you next week.